you are a dental hygienist and you're interested in being a temp hygienist, this should be a pretty good video to give you like an overview, because I'm really gonna be spilling the tea, okay? What's up, you guys? Welcome or welcome back to my channel. And if you are new here, hey girl, hey boy, hey, make sure you're subscribed, be part of the family. Okay, so as you can see by the title of this video, today is somewhat of a career update. Okay, I'm answering all of your questions that you have for me about being a travel hygienist, temp hygienist. I love to talk about everything hygiene, everything career, and that's always like my comfort zone at the end of the day, because I can get on here and tell you everything I know about being a dental hygienist and just like inspire and push, just help y'all figure it out if this is something that you're interested in. So I'm very excited to be talking about this today. So grab you a drink, grab you a snack. It's gonna be a fun one, and stay tuned. So if this is your first time here on my channel, welcome, welcome. Where have you been though? I am a registered dental hygienist in the state of Georgia. I've been a dental hygienist for 5 years now. So the month of May is so special for me because 5 years ago, exactly 5 years ago, you guys, in May 2017 is when I graduated from the dental hygiene program. So I got a notification from my phone the other day, and it was like a memory of just graduation day for me, May 2017. And it was, I don't know, I got a little emotional because I just remember the journey. I just remember that milestone. And I also remember my life before hygiene versus now, and all of the doors and opportunities that this career has opened to me. So my dental hygiene career started in North Carolina. I practiced hygiene for about 3 years with a corporate office, and I moved here to Georgia about 2 years ago. So when I moved to Georgia, it's kind of like when things started to change for me career-wise. I personally decided to be a temp hygienist because it just was more flexible for me. I could do social media full-time, focus on my business full-time, and still do hygiene, you know, when I want to. I definitely saw more benefits for me being a temp hygienist, not only with my business, but also I could just make more money as a temp hygienist. Flexibility in schedule, and working when I feel like it, and focusing on other endeavors as well. So a temp hygienist or a travel hygienist is a registered dental hygienist that works with different offices, that can travel from an office to another on a day-to-day basis. When you are a temp hygienist, you'll most likely work with a temp agency. Most of the time, the temp agency finds your assignments for you. The temp agency will find the offices. They will negotiate the price for you. Being a temp hygienist, you have the flexibility of choosing when you want to work. With most temp agencies, there's not like a minimum amount of hours that you have to work. You can work for 3 days this week and go to 3 different offices, and next week you're off for the whole week if that's what you please. Or next week you can work at 5 different offices for 5 days straight. You choose your schedule, you choose the office you want to go to. You are pretty much at liberty to control your schedule, your hours, where you work, when you work, on a day-to-day basis. I have worked with 2 temp agencies so far. When I was in North Carolina, I worked with one. It was for a very short period of time. And then when I moved here to Georgia, I worked with another one, which a little bit later on in this video, I will explain to you guys what happened with the one I was working with here and how I got to working with the company I'm working for right now, and why I think it is the best compared to working for an agency. I'm really gonna be spilling the tea. I'm telling y'all, if you are a dental hygienist and you're interested in being a temp hygienist, this should be a pretty good video to give you like an overview, because I'm really gonna be spilling the tea, okay? I am spilling all of the tea. Grab some napkins, okay? Obviously, there are so many pros as being a dental hygienist. Flexibility of your schedule. You have an opportunity to get paid so much more. And if you are into meeting new people and traveling around, that's another great opportunity for you to travel around. You know, if you have, let's say you have your license in like 2 different states or 3 different states, you can travel between states. You know, I just think that the opportunities are kind of limitless being a temp hygienist. And a few cons that I can say, I guess the main one would be not having the benefits of being with an office full time. Obviously, if you're not with an office full time, you're not going to have like health benefits with them, disability or insurance and stuff like that. But in the world we live in, you know, it is 2022 and you can get all of that independently with another company. So, which is what I'm doing when it comes to like insurance and benefits. And I'll talk to you guys a little bit later about that. But for me, also being a business owner, I already have myself set up to get like insurance, health benefits, and all of that independently. So if that's not a major thing for you, you shouldn't have to worry about that. That's the main con. Another con I can think about is like sometimes you don't know what office you're gonna end up at and how bad things can be. So there is also that chance like you may end up at an office for the day that is super duper outdated, right? Well, I had an experience like that and I shared that in one of my vlogs, but I went to this office and I was working with a dentist that he was super duper old school. It was an older dentist. He was the sweetest guy. But everything was old school. I was dealing with film x-rays, film radiographs. They still had a dark room for you to process your x-rays. For me, in that case, the dentist was very helpful. The dental assistant was processing all of the x-rays for me. So once I got the hang of it, it was pretty easy. I would say in the beginning of my career, I really loved knowing what I'm getting myself into. So I really got comfortable with like working with one office because I can walk into work and I know where my room is. I know where all of my instruments are. I know what everything is. I know about my patients coming in. When you're walking into a new office every single day, unless it's an office that you've worked with before, most of the time you are just going into it blindly. You don't know how their schedule is. You do not know how they work, what the flow is like. The more you do it, you're gonna get more confident. There's always gonna be a new computer software you're going to be working with, so it's a learning curve. I think it's very important to be confident, knowledgeable about your skills as a dental hygienist, as a temp dental hygienist, and just always be open to learn, be open to asking for help, be open to, you know, making mistakes, because that is going to happen when you are in a new environment. And also to say, when you're going to these offices, you're going to fill in for somebody. That is the reason why they requested you for the day. Someone is either in maternity leave or someone quits and you're replacing them for that short period of time, or they're short staffed. It is because you're going there to replace somebody. That office, they still have their regular flow. They still have their regular schedule. So just because you're filling in for that person that day, don't expect for everyone to be at your mercy of like, how may I help you, miss? I have experience in most of these offices. When you first walk in, they'll give you a little tour of the office. They'll show you where to put your stuff, show you your room, show you where your instruments are, log in on the computer for you, show you your schedule, and that's about it. Everybody else is busy doing what they're doing. Like the dental assistant is working with the dentist. The dentist has his patients for the day. The front staff is taking care of patients. And what I'm saying is you have to have those basic skills of like being able to work in a fast-paced environment, be confident, know what you're doing, know your time management. So we have so many great questions here. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into some of your questions and get a little bit more detailed about what it's like to be a temp hygienist. Do you get paid more hourly being a temp hygienist? Do you set your price going in? Yes, I do get paid more hourly being a temp hygienist, and I mean a lot more. And yes, you can also set your price. All of that is part of like your interview process with the temping agency. So let's say that the office is paying the temp agency 50. The temp agency pays you 35 out of that 50. And they take that difference for them. Like, that's their fee, because they charge a fee as well to do what they're doing to keep their business going. So when you have a middleman between the office and you, that's what the temp agency is. Now, you don't always have to have a temp agency being a temp hygienist. You can also be an independent temp hygienist. You can go to different offices, drop off your resume, and let them know, hey, you know, if you do need me, I'm available. This is my resume. This is my license, blah, blah, blah. Then you get to keep all of your money when they pay you. You don't have to split it with a temp agency. Like, I know in Georgia, there's a Facebook page for dental professionals. You have to share your license number to get in the page and everything. And dentists, office managers, like, they all message on that page when they're looking for a hygienist or an assistant to temp. So it's like a direct. So then you get to keep all of your money that way. So since we are in the topic of how much you can get paid through a temp agency versus being an independent hygienist, in my case, this is what happened for me. My very first assignment with this temp agency here in Georgia, I met a dental hygienist that she's been a temp hygienist for like most of her career, over 30 years. I feel like she was God sent, because I just felt kind of uneasy working with the temp agency I was working with here. Basically, they wanted to keep all the money, baby. That's how I felt, because I felt like they were offering me less than what I could make working full time. And I was like, well, what is the point? If I'm traveling around, I'm a temp, I should be making more, but you're offering me less than I was making at the office I just left to be a temp. But I still took it because I had hoped that they would offer me more eventually, which that's what they told me. When I met her, I was like, what temp agency are you working with, you know? And I know that the offices are gonna pay. The temp agency decides how much they pay you, but the offices are paying because they need people. And she told me about this app that she uses to do her temp assignments. She was like, yeah, I used to work with them too. And she was like, trust me, it is not the way to go. She said, because they keep most of the money. She was like, basically, if that office wants to pay you $60 an hour, the temp agency is giving you 40 out of that. They're keeping your extra $20 an hour, when you could just get on the app and pick up your assignments from the app, and you get to keep all of your money. Y'all, trust me, I downloaded that app as soon as we had that conversation. I got in my car and just went App Store and downloaded the app, okay? When I downloaded that app, this is what they do on the app, y'all. First of all, you have to get verified on there. So you have to put in your information, your license information, and upload your resume. Once they verify you, you have a profile created on there. So it looks like a Facebook profile. Offices can find you on the app and request you for the days that they want, or you can look for offices and apply for the days that you want. It is so simple. You set your price. When you go to your profile, you set how much you want to get paid. You can set, and I mean, you guys, I set a really good fee for myself. I've been a dental hygienist for 5 years. I'm traveling around. I think that's what I deserve. And offices have been paying me that exact fee. I'm just like, I can only imagine how long I probably would have stayed with that temp agency and just get underpaid, and I would have never known. So literally on a daily basis, I get like requests from offices. I would probably get sent at least like 7+ assignments per week. You don't have to accept them. Like I said, it's up to you on if you want to work or not. If you want to accept an assignment tomorrow, you accept it. If you don't, you don't. So when the office requests you, you get to see the office name, you get to see their reviews, you get to see what other people that have worked with them through the app can say about them, and they show you exactly how much you're gonna get paid. Some offices will pay you that same day, they'll hand you a check, or some offices will pay you through the app. So you also upload your banking information through the app. So if they're paying you through the app, it might take a week or two to get paid, depending on their pay time period, but I would say most offices pay you same day, so you get your check. And ever since then, me and that temping agency, no shades to them, but thank you for your services, I'm good. So like I'm gonna go on the app right now. So that has been life changing for me, you guys, because some of those temp agencies are really going to try you. They're gonna offer you like 30 an hour when the office is paying them like 60. And you're the one doing all the work. I'm the one showing up to work. I'm the one that's going to get the job done. And I'm the one that's spending mileage and gas and energy and everything. So like I'm on the app right now. There is a schedule here on the app. You know, you can update your schedule every week. So if next week I'm traveling somewhere, I'm not going to be here for 2 weeks, I can get on the app and like block off that whole next week. What do you do for health insurance? When it comes to health insurance, I am paying out of my pocket for health insurance, okay? So I am just paying a monthly fee to this company that provides health insurance. Yeah, I have health insurance, I have eye care. Health insurance is important for me. I gotta make sure that I'm healthy, I'm taking care of myself in order to take care of other people. So yeah, is it hard to find work? Right now, I would say no. And I say right now because things fluctuate, okay? Literally everywhere is hiring. It's not hard to find work. It's not hard to find assignments. Definitely not. There are daily and weekly assignments that I see on the app every single day. Like offices are blowing me up, calling, texting, hey, we need your help. And they're willing to offer you however much because they need help for the day. Of course, it depends on which state that you live in, but most states right now, you guys, hygiene is in high demand. People are hiring and they are willing to offer so much more because they need help. Should new dental hygienists wait to be a temp and gain experience first? I feel kind of conflicted about it, so I'm about to call my friend Michaela and see what she has to say. Then I'll let you guys know what I have to say. If she answers the phone. Hey, boo! Okay, question. I'm in the middle of recording a Q&A video about being a temp hygienist. And I've gotten more than one question about, would you recommend for a new grad to be a temp hygienist? Do you think it's a good idea for a new grad, fresh out of school, no experience yet, to go into temp hygiene? Why yes or why no?
Oh yeah, I would say absolutely. One, because then you can kind of get in the office and get a feel for things.
Okay.
At hygiene school, of course, you're not going to be, you know what you know from hygiene school, but you don't know the ins and outs. So I feel like going into a new office,
Yeah.
Office as a temp, as a new graduate, they kind of already expect a lot of new graduates for temping, and that kind of gets your foot in there so you can kind of see how different offices run. I actually would say start off temping before committing to a full-time office. That way you can see how different offices run. You can see what you like and what you don't like, because it's easy to just jump into a job as a new graduate because you're so excited to get a job.
Right.
But offices run completely different. So kind of, I would say at least try to do at least 4 temp assignments.
You know, on one end, I noticed that a lot of offices, when you go to temp with them, they just throw you out there because they need help. They're already busy themselves. They're not patient enough to teach you a lot that you might, you know, learn being when you're starting with a new office, because when you're starting with a new office, they train you. You go through a learning process with them. Whereas with temping, you just jump straight out there. But I do like the idea too of like learning more and just kind of getting a feel for the job before you actually commit to one office. You've heard it from my good old friend Michaela. Also, you guys, make sure y'all go ahead and follow her. She just started her YouTube channel. She talks a lot about dental hygiene. She does the day in the life, the vlogs, the hygiene content. Overall, a boss babe, and I am so grateful to call her my friend. And y'all go ahead and show her some love. Her channel, I'll have it right here on the screen, Michaela Tierra. You know, fresh out of school and jumping straight into temping, it is going to be a lot. It is going to be a lot, but it's also a great way for you to learn so much more and even faster. It will be a challenge because when you're in school, you're so used to seeing your patients for like 2 hours and doing everything slowly in a learning manner. When you're in the real world, everything is like accelerated times 10. You have to work faster, you have to make decisions faster, you are on your own, and it's a learning curve for sure. Me personally, fresh out of school, I probably would have hesitated to jump out there as a temp hygienist because I would have wanted that smooth transition, like learning with one office, going through their training and slowly getting to there. And when you're with one office, they might be a little bit more patient with you and don't like cram your schedule as much as like when you're temping. So you could go both ways about it. I'm definitely not saying don't do it, but just know what you're getting yourself into, and be prepared to learn. Any advice for males considering being an RDH? Would you advise? Absolutely yes. I know when it comes to male versus female ratio, there's definitely more female dental hygienists than males, but absolutely I would recommend it. To me, it is a great career. So yeah, I would absolutely recommend it. Have you dealt with rude older hygienists or rude assistants? I've dealt with some that are not pleasant to work with, I would say, but I always keep it very professional. It is about what I'm doing for my patients. I'm here to get a job done, and that's what it's going to be. And if there's a problem, then we can take it to the manager, like, what's up? Or we can take it outside. No, I'm just kidding. But nothing personally towards me. And I feel like in the line of work, you should definitely stand up for yourself. If you are very uncomfortable with how someone is treating you in your work environment or how someone is talking to you, do not allow disrespect and do not allow anybody to treat you less than at a work environment, because trust me, they have tried it. They know who to try it to. They ain't gonna try it to me. They haven't tried it to me, but they have tried it, and I have witnessed that. And it's just like not okay. Yeah. And at the end of the day, I am that type of person. If something is making me feel uncomfortable or there's an issue there, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to speak up. Like, what's the problem? What's up? Is it hard or nerve-wracking going to different offices and not knowing what to expect? At first, it was for me, especially because temping is not something that I was used to doing all the time. I was kind of new to it. Till this day, there's a little bit of anxiety, like on the way to the office, the day of. There's always that little bit of anxiety, but it's not as bad as it was for me, like first starting out. I remember having so many questions first starting out. I didn't know what to expect. And all of that plays in the role of being confident. And if you're not confident, then fake it till you make it. Just fake it, okay? We're gonna be confident. We're gonna speak up. We're going to give eye contact. I always kind of keep in my mind, like, if this is an office that I didn't like, or I didn't like the flow of it, or something happened and I don't want to go back there, I don't ever have to go back there. I have the option on getting on the app and blocking that office, or if you're working with a temp agency, you have the option of letting them know, hey, I prefer not to go back to that office. What is the average pay? And a lot of questions about the pay, you guys. So I'm going to address the pay. When I left North Carolina, my base pay hourly was, I think, $32 an hour. When I moved to Georgia, I started with an office here. My starting pay with that office was $42. Okay. So now you guys remember earlier on, I was telling you about that temping agency that didn't want to offer me much. They actually offered me $40 an hour. So to me, it was like a slap in the face. I'm like, what? And I still worked with them for a few assignments. When I found out about the app, you guys, and remember I told you you can set your fee, you set your rate on the app. I set my rate to 65 on the app. Run it back, Turbo. Run it back, run it back, run it back. 65. And at first I was like, okay, I don't think any office is really gonna offer me that. That is on the higher end, but I'm gonna go for it. You guys, I kid you not. 65 is what I've been getting paid. That has been my hourly rate on the app, and that's what I have been making. So that, yeah, like mind blowing. I don't know if any other temping agency here would offer me that rate because then they wouldn't have anything left for themselves. Now, mind you, they're the middleman. They're splitting it. I get to make the most and I get to keep all of my money with this app. And it's a pretty good check at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? That is over $100K for the year. Okay, so the pay and the opportunities are kind of like a wide range, and this all ties into knowing your worth and making sure that you are getting paid what you deserve, because you can get paid that, because some offices are offering that. How many years of experience is needed to temp? 0. Simple as that. You know, earlier we were talking about temping fresh out of school. So short answer to that is 0. The salary, and is there a variety or a lot of specialties in different types? So we already covered salary. When it comes to specialties, yes, there are so many. You have pediatric, you have ortho, general dentistry, you have perio, you have endo. I mean, it depends what type of, you know, dentist you're working for. The main ones are probably going to be pediatric versus like a general dentist. What is the most rewarding part of your job? I love that question. I love that question. I love that question. The most rewarding part of my job, you guys, and just is feeling like I'm helping someone. That is all that it is about for me. Leaving them in a better state that I found them. I meet a lot of patients that have severe, extreme dental anxiety. They have had terrible dental experiences. I take pride in making them feel comfort. Being a dental hygienist is so much more than cleaning somebody's teeth. What you're doing as a dental hygienist can save somebody's life. It can help prevent heart disease. Bacteria that is found in the mouth is also found in heart disease. Is also found in lungs. I am helping that patient get a little bit closer to health. And I am doing it while making them feel comfortable, while building relationships with them, while removing fear, while helping removing trauma. And it is such a rewarding feeling. I don't know how to explain. Like, you know, when you've helped somebody and then you feel good about helping somebody, like, I helped somebody today. That's like all that it's about for me. I genuinely enjoy and love being a dental hygienist. It's not that great on the body, I'll tell you that. 5 years in, I already had back issues before hygiene, and I feel like my back now is getting weaker by the day. So very important to make sure you're taking care of yourself as well, seeing a chiropractor, getting massages, yoga, and doing things for yourself, because it is a lot on the body. Where did you graduate from dental hygiene? I graduated from FTCC, Fayetteville Technical Community College in North Carolina. Okay, that's another good question. What do you look for when wanting to temp at an office? Pay, reviews, etc. And I kind of covered this earlier. When I'm temping at an office, whether you're working with a temp agency or you're working through the app, they provide you with the office name. So the first thing I do is Google their name. Then I read the reviews. I look at what type of office that it is. Is it general dentistry? Is it a specialty office? Also, I get a little bit more details about like what hours that I'm working for. I also look for if they offer a break. How long is the break? I also ask for what is the pay. I need to know what the pay is for the day. Does the staff treat you differently? I've seen temp nurses talk about that. If anything, I feel like they've just been more helpful. For the most part, those offices I've been going to, I feel like there's always an assistant that's like checking in on me, making sure I'm good. For the most part, I haven't felt like I've been treated differently, like in a negative way. Before I started as a temp hygienist, I remember looking up videos on YouTube about travel nurses. And I just wanted to hear their experiences and hear how they liked it or didn't like it and kind of compare it to me. So again, this is why I'm making this video, because there is a gap there. It's not talked about on YouTube a lot, being a travel hygienist. So someone asked, how do you get paid? Is it one flat pay or just the days that you work or the patients that you see? Obviously, if you don't work, you're not getting paid, okay? And you get paid hourly. You don't get paid based off commission, nor do you get paid based off the patients that you see. You get paid hourly. And I remember when I was working with the temping agency, I remember they told me, like, you don't pick up a check at the end of the day. You get paid through us, and we pay you every week on a Friday. Now, with the app I'm working with, I get paid either same day by check or I get paid weekly through the app, depending on how that specific office wants to pay you. Are you W-2 only or have you been doing 1099? So this is the part that's like a little complicated and I need to like get more clarification on it. I don't want to give you guys any wrong information. But I believe the app that I'm working with right now, they do provide a W-2 for what you get paid through the app. But when I do the same day paychecks, I need to be saving those as well because I think I'm going to have to file a 1099 for those. I'm just going to have to get more information from them. And the app has customer service that you can just call them. So I will figure that out. Once I know more about that, you guys, I'll let y'all know because I don't. Is this something you see yourself doing until you decide to retire from dental hygiene? That's a really good question. Honestly, the way it's going for me right now with being a temp hygienist, I want to keep it this way for a minute. I really love being a temp hygienist right now. I feel like the benefits outweighs, like the pros outweighs the cons for me, and I don't see that changing right now. And the good thing is, if I ever want to go back to being with an office full time or corporation or whatever it is, it can be done just like that. How long do you typically stay at an office? 30 days question mark? No. You can work at an office for 5 hours and then never go back again. You can work at an office for a week. Or you can work at an office for 2 months if you want. Like if they have somebody on maternity leave and they need you for 2 months, you can take an assignment with them for 2 months. And some hygienists work with an office until they get hired full time with that office. It is up to you. It is very much up to you. So that completes most of the questions that we had for the day, you guys. I feel like this is going to be a lengthy video, but I answered, for the most part, everybody's questions and concerns. I hope that you found this video helpful. I'm so happy that I filmed this video for anyone that had any questions about being a temp hygienist. I hope that you learned a thing or two watching this video. I hope that it was helpful. And I love making videos where I feel like people can come to and get inspiration, can get their questions answered. Thank you guys so much for tuning in with me today. As always, make sure that you guys subscribe to the channel. If you love the dental hygiene content, let me know in the comments. And you know I'm gonna keep them coming. Okay? Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will see y'all in my next video. Mwah!